Hey everyone, Shane from Epilog. For today's sample club, we've got a really fun design. It's a 3D city map that we're going to create into a clock. Now, you can download the file for the one we've already created of the city of Seattle, but we'll also show you how we created that using Laser Map Maker so you can make one for any city that you want. Let's get started. So we're going to start out by showing you how we create these maps. You can create one for any city that you want for your clock. Now, if you'd like to download the final project we're going to create here, the link is going to be in our description and on our sample club page as well. Now, to create this file, we've come to lasermapmaker.com. And you can see here there's a free membership that gives you 3 free exports every 30 days. And the 3 exports aligns to how many layers that you can actually download. For this one, we're doing 3 layers, so that's enough for this. There's also memberships you can do if you're going to be doing more maps. Click New Project. I'm just going to name this one Seattle Clock. And I can choose to either start with a blank template where I add my own streets and land formations to that, or I like to use Basic City Map, and this is going to give us basically the 3 layers we're going to want to work with, and it's already kind of set up for us. Create Project. Now, when that first pulls in, it's actually just going to start out at New York, so we're going to change that. I'll do a search and set that for Seattle, Washington. And that's actually going to move the map over to Seattle. And I'm going to make a change to this map design. I'm just going to come over to map shape. And we're doing this as a clock, so I want this as a circle. And I'm going to come to satellite overview and turn that off because we don't need that layer. Now I can move this around to show whatever area I want to actually create there. Zoom in, zoom out, so it just shows that area and makes it just exactly what we want on our clock. Once I'm happy with that, you can see over here there's 3 different layers that it's created: a land water cut, land engrave, and a roads cut. Now the land water cut, let me turn off these other 2 layers so you can't see those, so we can see it just a little bit better. It's just going to be the outline of the actual land and the water. So that looks good. And we're going to we want to make sure, come into my settings, and just make sure my border color is matching that land color so it all is connected up. Now, it's got an outline tracing strategy, so that's good because it's going to cut out those lines there. And my output format, I can choose that here. You can do an SVG. I like to use PDFs. I find they work a little bit better with CorelDRAW. And I can change my border width as well. Now I'll turn on that second layer. And I can see these are going to be actually set up to be the roadways and primary streets. So it's all of these roads that we're going to be engraving on that other one. But let's go into our settings. It's a fill tracing strategy, which is what we want. So it's going to engrave those roads instead of cutting them out. Set my output format to match the other at PDF. And I'm going to set my border width to 0 because we don't need a border on this layer because we're going to actually be adding it on top of this cutout bottom layer. And finally, I'll turn on that top layer, which are all the different roadways. And it's going to be these thicker lines. And these we're going to actually cut out. So if I come into the settings, you can see they're an outline tracing strategy. So it's going to give me the outlines of each of these roads, which is going to be perfect for what we need. Output format will change to PDF. In border color, you just want to make sure that it's matching the color of the roads. So that's black and black, so that's good. And I can change that border width. But if you're going to change the border width, make sure you do it on both that top and bottom layer. Now, there's lots of different things that you can do with these layers as well. You can choose which kind of streets you want. I could actually come in and say, I don't want the primary freeways, or I can come in and say, update the features. I come in and change which ones are actually included within that layer. I'm happy with how it is right now though, so we'll go ahead and leave that alone. So everything looks good here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Preview Export. And it's going to prepare those map layers. Now that will take a couple of minutes to happen. Once that's done, you can see here we've got our 3 layers all set up. I've got that land and water cutout. The roads we're going to engrave, and the roads we're going to cut. So now all I have to do is I can come in here and I can see that we've got them all set up to PDF, vectorized, and everything's correct. I'll click Next, and that'll take you to a tiling option. We won't be using that today. Click Next, and we're ready to export. So I'll click Export. And it's going to ask you to confirm that you've reviewed everything, because this is going to be where it actually takes out those credits from your account. Click Export. And now it's going to upload those map layers for us. And you'll see export still processing. Please wait for it to complete. So this will take a minute to do. Now, once that's done, you will see the map overview there with the satellite view, but don't worry, you don't actually have that. We've got our 3 different layers here ready to go. So I'm just going to go download zip and do output. And that's going to export those for us. So I've taken that zip file we downloaded and unzipped it and saved it to my computer, and we're ready to bring that into the graphics software. You can use any graphics software you want to here. So I'll just go ahead and bring all 3 of these in. And you'll notice that when we bring these in, there's boxes that have been put around them. So first thing I'm going to do is actually just go ahead and resize everything. We're running this on a piece of 24 by 12 inch basswood plywood. So I'll change all these to 11.75 inches. Now we want to get rid of those outside areas. So the first thing I'm going to do is just select this first graphic, ungroup all, and just select those outer areas and delete them. And then I'll group that back together. Place that on the page. And I'm going to do that as a black line and just set that to hairline width, so it'll easily know what I want to cut. Now for the second one, I'll go ahead and move that onto the page as well. Ungroup it and remove that outline. Those outlines are added to circular items on Laser Map Maker, help you line things up, but we don't need them here, and we don't want to cut those out as well. Group that. Now this third one, this is the secondary streets that we're going to engrave. If I ungrouped it, I actually can't select those because they're tied to some of the other parts. And if I broke that apart, it would really mess up my graphic. So instead, do something a little bit different here. I'm going to go ahead and make another circle that same size. So 11.75 inches. And then I'm going to right click on the graphic and power clip it inside. And then I can just turn off that outline. And we've gotten rid of that border as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and align that with this first one. So I held down Shift to select both those graphics, because we're actually going to engrave these on top of that cutout line. And then I need one more layer, because these areas here where it's cutting out, that's where I want to show the water through. So I'm going to set this same size, 11.75 inches. And I'll do that on a second piece of plywood. Now, the next thing I need to do is to actually fit the clockworks in here. I've got my little pack here, and there's a pillar on it, and I need to be able to fit the pieces over that gold pillar. So I need to make a hole that same size, and I've measured that to 0.3 inches. So I'll go ahead and draw a circle at 0.3 inches. And I'll center it to that piece. And I'll copy that, paste it. I'm going to do that to the back piece as well. Now, this piece is going to be a little bit different. I want to actually create, there's not a lot of stability here if I just do a hole through it. So I want to create it with a boundary around that hole. And since this is all set up, let me ungroup it. With individual pieces, it's a little more difficult to do that. So what I'm going to do is a little trick here where I'm going to go ahead and select that. Come to Smart Fill, and that's going to be down here. Do Smart Fill. And then I'm going to select inside of that area that I want to fill, and that's going to create one solid object there. This is a quick, easy way to do this. I can remove that, and I'm just going to move that out of the way. And then I can select all this extra and delete that and just keep this one solid piece. So for this one, I'm going to actually create a second circle, and this is what's going to create that stability. So I've got that second circle, so I'll go ahead and take that and center it to the cutout streets. I'll send that to the back. Now if I select that and that fill, and I choose weld, I've got a solid piece there. So now I can come back over, copy my 0.3 inch hole that I want to cut out, center that to the piece, and it's going to cut out right in there. So now I can just select this, tell it I want no fill, and I've got that nice extra structure around there as well. Group all that together. And we've got all three pieces ready now. So I'll just go ahead and move this over just a little bit more. And I'm going to send these first two pieces over the laser dashboard. So I'll print that. Selection only, so it only sends over those two pieces, and print. So once that comes in, I'm just going to make sure that everything that I want to engrave is on the right layer. So I come up here to view and just click engrave. I can see I'm just getting the roads, that's good. And vector for cut, I can see I'm getting the other parts, so that all looks good as well. Come back to combined view. Now I'll just import in my settings. Now I'm going to do, let's choose photo engraving. And that's going to be, we're doing this on a Fusion Ascent 1260 watt. Right now it's set to 500 dpi. I'm going to slow the speed down to 25% to get a little more depth. Power to 100%. Turn on air assist. Do bottom to top engraving. Now for the cutting, I'll import in 1/8 inch thick wood. And that's 15% speed, 100% power, 20% frequency. So let's go ahead and send that over to the laser and see how this comes out. Now I've gone ahead and started that up the laser, and you can see it's going to engrave it first and then cut it out. And if you look at this, you can see that I've put some magnets down around the edges, and this is just going to help hold that plywood flat, because a lot of times it does warp a bit. Now I'll run these two pieces, and then I'll run that backside piece as well on a separate piece, and we'll just let this go and see how it comes out. I'm going to start out by adding a primer to 2 of these layers, and it's just going to be this Rust-Oleum primer. Let's add a quick coat over this, and it's going to help us get a really nice even paint layer. Now I'm only doing this the top and bottom layer because I don't want it to be too thick where it doesn't show the engraving through for that engraved layer. So we'll just add paint only to that layer. And we'll be using MTN94 paints for these as well, which come out really well. So let's just go ahead and run through all of these. So it's time to glue these together, and we're going to use this Gorilla Glue, super glue. Works really well on the wood. So I'll just go ahead and put this all around the outside areas and then some of those interior areas as well, so we can get that all stuck together. And as I do each of these layers, I'll put it together, make sure those holes are perfectly aligned, and then put something heavy over the top of it just to hold that down while it dries out. And then I'll add that next layer once that dries together. So now it's time to put together the clockworks. So I'm just going to put this behind it with a gasket between it, and then just follow the instructions along for whatever clock kit you're using. For the hands here, I'm using some wood ones that were actually in a kit that we've got in the link, and I used some paint markers to paint those white. And so we'll just put this all together and see how it comes out. So using Laser Map Maker to create these 3D maps is really simple to do and can really take a project to the next level. Now the clock came out just gorgeously, and you can do this for any city that you want as well. Now we obviously used Seattle here, and one of the reasons I chose Seattle was because of all the blue water around it, which adds a lot of depth to these pieces. This came out just beautifully. So I hope you found these tips helpful today. If you did, be sure to like the video, leave a comment. If you haven't done so already, subscribe so you find out when the latest videos are coming out from Epilog. If you'd like to find out more about Epilog Laser and our laser systems, click the link in our description, fill out that form, and we'll be in touch to help set up a demo. Thanks and have a great day.